welcome. We're here with Cookie Brigade. So, can you tell me your name and what exactly you do with Cookie Brigade?
Yeah, so my name is Mary. I am the current president of the board for the Cookie Brigade. We are a 501(c) based out of Washington State. And as the president, I kind of run everything right now. So I help manage the events that we put together. I'm also part of the board, so the fiscal responsibility for the organization and our growth, so we're going through a pretty amazing growth period. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. And tell me how did Cookie Brigade start? Like, what was the reason behind it and everything like that?
So in 2000, the Penny Arcade Expo has been going on for, I think, since 2002, 2003. But in 2007, two attendees made cookies just for fun. And they were like, you know, we're gonna go and we're gonna just give them out to other attendees. Like, that's good, it would be great. So they took cookies in a Tupperware, they went around the convention, and just to be kind to people, are like, oh, would you like a cookie? And people would take cookie and they're like, oh, we feel bad, we want to give you money. Like, well, we don't want money. Like, no, we insist, take money. So what they ended up doing is they you know, you got maybe a couple $100. Then they just gave that money to Child's Play, which is Penny Arcade's charity. So like, you know, we don't want it, let's just give it to charity. And it grew from there. So it started as the two people. It went from 2 people. I think the next year they had like 4. Then the next year they had like 8. And you know, then obviously Penny Arcade used to only happen. The expo was to only happen in Seattle. They started the one in Boston in 2011, I believe, 2010. I actually attended that one and got recruited by someone from the brigade. So I have been doing this now since 2010. And since then, cumulatively, we've raised over $920,000. We're actually hoping we might be able to break $1 million at this event.
Oh.
But yeah, it started with 2 people, a Tupperware, and some cookies, and just a desire to be kind to their fellow attendees.
Okay, cool. And it's crazy because I think I remember seeing a Cookie Brigade stream where somebody was actually making the cookies and everything. So like, how do you guys come up with the cookie names, and how do you guys come up with the type of cookies to make? 'Cause I just had the what was it, the honey oatmeal raisin. I forget what the name of it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I don't know how you guys come up with the names and the flavors.
So we actually had quite a bit of a change in how we handle cookies since 2020 actually, with the pandemic. So you know, prior to the pandemic, all of our cookies were made by volunteers. So you know, kind of like a bake sale. So everybody would make cookies. We would then come and we actually would walk the convention and give them out. And it was great because we get a lot of really sort of amazing flavors that people have made over the years. We had peanut butter sriracha cookies. We had blueberry cookies that were like called a plasma grenade, that were a little spicy. Peanut butter sriracha is one of our signature old school cookies. The other one that was really popular is, we used to call them, I don't remember. It's an Oreo inside of a chocolate chip. Like, it's one of those things, it's one of those things that like, you tell somebody about it and they're like, oh, a what? You're like, you know, it's a chocolate chip cookie that surrounds an Oreo. And we would do different flavored Oreos. So you would have like a peanut butter chocolate Oreo inside of a chocolate chip cookie. You'd have a double chocolate chip cookie with like a vanilla Oreo inside, yeah. So yeah, there's some of those signature ones. There's one that I used to make that was called a lemon combustible. That was a sandwich cookie. It was 2 lemon sugar cookies, and then inside was a lemon and cayenne like frosting.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got like this nice lemony. So you get this nice like kick. It was a reference to Portal. Have you ever played the Portal game, the second Portal game?
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've seen it, yeah.
The character in it, Cave Johnson, makes a reference in it about when life gives you lemons, make, you know, lemon grenades.
I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down!
So yeah, so we made, you know, lemon combustible cookies in reference to the game. Yeah.
So when are we gonna see those back?
Yeah.
Look, I can't tell you exactly yet, but soon.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have to raise a lot of money. Like, so you're about to hit that $1 million mark.
Yeah.
How excited are you that you're like right there? And what are you going to do once you find out? Oh, we crossed the $1 million mark.
I will probably cry. If I'm being honest, it's actually really hard to describe. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm kind of feeling a little emotional. To have been doing this for this long, and to raise that much money, and honestly, it's not really. I mean, the money's amazing, and I love donating the money to charity. But the most profound piece of it, I think, for me, is just the experience of the attendees and how giving they are. I mean, I'll give you a story. So at PAX Unplugged last year, it was Sunday. It was like the end of the convention. And the gentleman walks up with his kids, and they're getting cookies. And we're all very tired. It's been like four long days. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but you're just exhausted. And he comes up, and his kids each get a cookie. So he gets 3 cookies. And he's like, oh, well, how much are the cookies? I was like, oh, it's whatever you want to make as a donation to charity. And one of the other volunteers was like, I mean, you can give $100 a cookie. Like, you're joking, right? And the guy was like, okay, $100. And he did. He dropped $300 on 3 cookies. Like that. And that, like, I think about those stories, like those people that have handed me $50 for a cookie, or the people that have handed me $100 and not taken a cookie. And there's a lot of bad things in the world, but that's a great feeling. And knowing that there's still just a lot of amazing people like that. And especially when they hear that it's Child's Play, like they're like, no, please, like take my money. Like, they love the charity. So it's a great feeling. Historically, we've primarily supported Child's Play, which is Penny Arcade's charity, which they work with hospitals and domestic violence shelters and provide enrichment for kids that are in those facilities. So that could be in the form of video games, it could be board games. They also help provide staff in those facilities that can help support the equipment, right? So they know how to handle the game systems, maintain them, teach people how to use them. The other thing they do is a lot of like really cool equipment. So like VR, as an example, creating VR systems that can be used in an MRI. So because small children, when you put them in an MRI, it's loud, it's dark, it's claustrophobic, it's terrifying. And usually with very small children, they have to anesthetize them, which is dangerous. So with something like this, you can put a kid in an MRI and they're not experiencing a loud, claustrophobic, scary space. And also ones that they can help teach kids what's going to happen so that while they're sitting in mom's lap, it's not scary. So that's primarily who we've supported. We've started to branch out a bit. So we're looking at doing a partnership with Stack Up. Stack Up works with veterans. I know that so we have a group that's in Australia that we have an agreement with. They're Cookie Brigade, like, I guess we'll call them our sister group. So we share like licensing of everything with them. But they've worked with Cure Cancer and a couple other groups out there. So yeah, it's primarily Child's Play, but we've actually been expanding out to other groups.
Okay, cool.
And we are also our own nonprofit, so we're beginning to run some programs like that too. So directly supporting some families that have kids in hospitals with like work study programs and things like that, on like baking and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. And one of the things I do notice about that not only do you guys help a lot of nonprofits, but you guys are also inclusive to people's dietary restrictions. Like I saw you have the plant one on me, the vegan cookie. Yep. What made you guys decide to add vegan cookies in there?
We've had a very diverse group of volunteers. So when people were making cookies and bringing them in, they were bringing that kind of stuff. So we have vegans that have volunteered for us. We have had people who are gluten-free or celiac and they can't have that stuff. So when we were doing a lot of homemade things, like we would have those things available, and people came to appreciate that they felt included. So when we had to make this shift to having to move to commercial cookies, one of the things that we wanted to do is make sure that we could continue to do that. So we actually have had the vegan cookie actually since 2020 was the first time we worked with the one bakery. The gluten-free cookies that we now have is actually a local to Boston. They're based out of Shirley, Massachusetts. It's a bakery called Annie's Bakery. They're a certified gluten-free facility. They make amazing stuff, but that allows us to have that stuff now again. So it was actually a big announcement for East that we finally have gluten-free cookies again. So yeah, everybody who comes in should be able to get a cookie and enjoy that experience, because there are very few people who don't get a smile from being able to enjoy a cookie.
Right. Okay. And is there anything else you want to add about Cookie Brigade?
It could be a lot. I mean, what I would say is we are always looking for volunteers. We're entirely volunteer run. You know, it's a lot of work, but we're always looking for people that are passionate and giving back. And we need people. It's our most valuable resource. I mean, I'm one person. We have almost 40 people helping us at East. So we're always looking for volunteers. They can check out our website, cookiebrigade.org. We have a Discord. We're looking for streamers to help keep the message going all year. So yeah, that would be my final message. We're looking for lots of people that can come and join us and do stuff with us.
Cool. I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and sitting down with us to do the interview. I love me some Cookie Brigade. I gotta give me some more honey oatmeal raisins. I'm ready for it. but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Guys.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh yeah, appreciate you. And that's it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Cookie Brigade at PAX East. Y'all make sure y'all check out the website, like and subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see y'all on the next one.